Okay, it is, what is it, May 5th or 6th? I think it's the 6th, Saturday. This weekend is supposed to get as high as 107. This is a somewhat quick video about a power supply I built for my shed. I have a lot of stuff out here that needs to be powered by about 12 volts, and I was using an old power supply, but it only has two connectors on the back and it's only got one voltage. And so what I did was I took apart an old Hogger 100 MW, that's Mary William, power supply for G-gauge trains. Puts out give or take about 24 volts AC, and it's the original one was rated at like 5 amps, but I don't know if the transformer can handle higher than that. The wiring is 18 gauge, which I believe is rated for about at least 13 amps. At least I think it's 18 gauge. So what I did was I removed all the guts from the original power supply. Originally it had 24 volts AC and adjustable DC coming out here, and an on-off switch. Then on the front there was a telephone style jack that connected to a hand controller, and you could control the DC voltage. The control board and circuitry was based on some SCRs or something like that, and it doesn't really work for what I want. I don't really care if this is controlled voltage or a variable voltage. So I gutted it, and I installed a 25 amp 50 volt bridge rectifier, a 10,000 microfarad 50 volt electrolytic, and so I ran the output, the DC output from the rectifier to the electrolytic, and then that was divided up between these two buck converters. And one of the buck converters, I believe this one, goes to the back, and it is set to exactly 12 volts DC. The other buck converter goes to the front, and it is set to 12 volts like you would find in a car, which is actually about 13.8 volts. One of the reasons for that is I have some stuff that I might power off of it that needs that extra. But I needed to be able to hook up a lot more stuff than I could off of just basically what amounted to one set of connectors. The two devices, each of them supposedly can handle an input voltage of 60 volts, and they can handle outputting 3 amps. I have no protection for the output amps. I'm just going to have to be careful. I did put a fuse on the input, the 120 volts in. I put a 2 amp fuse, which should be more than enough. If anything shorts on this side, that should blow that. And there was an LED on the front of this, and I connected that in to the 12 volts through a resistor so that it would, work. And It originally was held together with pop rivets, and I didn't want to pop rivet this together because if I did blow a fuse or if something broke, I need to get into it. So I soldered some 440, number 440 tap nuts to the inside connectors, and then repainted the bright orange cover black. And I think that's about it.